Well, we have in the end seen actually a few switches in there. Shelty is gonna be switching into Hades. Alright, and Champ more into Isis? Really? Yeah. He was just trying to toy with us. More playing anything else than Oranos in a serious high-level match. That would be strange. That would be really strange right there. But the gods, for gods, Thor, Isis, Hades. That's a good combination, to be honest. For KeeNs, Thor, Zeus, and what was the last one? That was the Oranos, right? Yeah, that was the Oranos. Or Zeus and Oranos. Both can basically do something significant with their combination, so I can guess why not. Definitely could be an option in there. As who's gonna be coming to the right? That is gonna be Green Sea Squash. So we're gonna be seeing Thor with the Zeus on one side. That's potentially interesting combination. As there's also gonna be a double combination of Hades with Brighead. That's gonna be Thor. Oh, that's fun. So we're gonna be seeing basically Norse plus Greek on both sides of the map in here on the right side. That is quite interesting. Both are gonna be having restoration, of course. As on the left, it will be more as Oranos versus Joe as Isis. In which case, I will be, of course, favoring the Isis, because they just do have advantage on map like Anatolia on water. Let's just say they don't on Titans, not really on Vanilla, but on Titans most certainly so. And it's gonna be kind of hard for Moore to overcome that, but he definitely can. He does have the skill for that, and well, he could be surprising. He could be surprising Joe if Joe somehow isn't too aggressive. But I'm kind of thinking, as he's already moving across the shoreline, try to see who is gonna be against him. He will be basically trying to spam dogs as is usual. Trying to spam them in there, and maybe go even aggressive, like even there. I have seen ISIS do that. Not only ISIS, is just basically any Egyptians, and it can really work to go that far and strangle your opponent right next to his base, basically, and not allowing him to do anywhere or go anywhere at all. And since it's gonna be probably a 1v1 in there, kinda guess why not? Could be worth it. So let's see how brave Joe is gonna be in this game. In the meantime, of course, Green Sea Squash established right next to Omega X Blast. As at the top, it will be Shelty, as we have seen with Brighead. So in the meantime, let's check, well, I don't know, for example, TC positions. They are kinda interestingly normal. So far we don't see the gold placement, so that's kind of unusual. But this TC is actually not badly placed for Joe, because it's fairly close to his gold. That could definitely be helping him, because if he does control one, he kind of controls the other as well. And looking at this another gold mine in there, it's really kind of interesting, as it's wide open between the TCs. So it might be even better for More Champion, because he could be having an easier time trying to raid his opponent and get into important places faster and quicker. Well, second dog already being picked up, as of course right now Joe is gonna be trying to protect himself with building a few houses in there. And he also needs the houses for a few more villages and fishing boats. As well then, of course, this Oracle is gonna be going somewhere else, as he's not gonna be seeing anything new there. He is seeing all that he needs to see. Otherwise, DCs for the opponent seem to be kinda okay. This is actually nice for Omega, yet again. Or rather, Omega, yeah, for Omega. Was a bit confused by the red player in there. For Omega, yet again, same situation. That is gonna be gold very close by to the town center. That's usually something that you want to see. And the front DC for Green Sea Squash is actually not bad either. Because first, it's fairly close by on the right side. It's gonna be really naturally developing into the 2v2 on the right and 1v1 on the left. And the golds are kind of open. I'm kind of thinking there are not going to be all that much of wood line there. So potentially freeway to the gold, which is usually what you want. If you want to protect that, maybe there's not going to be anything here either. Seems that the gold is going to be giving us the information. So unfortunately the wolf is going to be exactly ignoring that. But yeah, kind of freeway into his gold as well. So yeah, it seems kind of normal. And this is fun. You can see that actually KeeNs are approaching this game and this match, these grand finals, very aggressively. They're gonna be apparently rushing right off the bat in this part of the map as well. As Omega X Blast is gonna be dropping a dog almost, yeah, pretty much on the opposing side of the map. That is already the other side of the map. We're gonna be trying to block Shelty as well, who is gonna be finished. Or wait, he might not actually, because once this dude finishes, and if he sees that, he might be stopping it. I think this is kind of really fight worthy. I think it could be, but he's not gonna be able to do that, or rather, sorry, he's not gonna be required to do that all that much, it seems. As maybe the scaling could be going there as well, but yeah, well, Opportunity missed. Opportunity definitely missed, as there's a bit of scouting going on by Schulte, and maybe he's just gonna be camping there, yeah, in the forest, and he's gonna be waiting for some kind of underworld passage a bit later, but maybe he could be wanting to be careful about the TC, because once that is up, just might be in range. Well, we'll see a bit later. In the meantime, we are looking at Big Head advancing through Freya. More is gonna be through Prometheus, of course, at 4:45. The advance times for them, and Joe apparently isn't all that aggressive, but all the spamming of the docks is definitely telling you that he is quite interested in basically just controlling the water, whereas more 2 docks, he is already there and gonna be hoping that he can somehow surprise his opponent and be a bit faster, which is kinda always the case. Against an ISIS, you can see 37. Wow, he actually housed himself. Oh no, because he didn't finish this house. And that's exactly the problem, what actually screwed him over. He was scouting with his house, which he didn't finish. And oh man, that's a problem. And Athena's of course coming up. That is gonna be answer to our questions. What's gonna happen on the water? Here we go. That's gonna be Forest Fire being cast right off the bat, which is not something that I like to see all that much. Can be used a bit more useful a bit later, especially when some kind of big battle is going on. And you basically need to force your opponent to make mistakes, so you basically make him pay attention somewhere else, and mistakes happen. As how we could be using Forest Fire a bit more useful, but he is at least forcing a bit of idle time from the opponent, maybe giving him a bit of time there, but so far it doesn't seem to be working all that much, as Shelty and a Brighead seem to be owning the waters quite significantly, but it has to be said that Green Sea Squash is not really fighting for the water all that much. Can see he's basically ready for full-on land battle, which might be really getting clear for the Teeth of Death fairly soon, because they so far don't really see anything interesting in there in the long run, as there was a bolt on Valkyrie to basically prevent anything bad, like Forest Fire, right? Forest Fire from Big Head. He didn't really even get to cast it, that's a bit unfortunate for him. He could still be casting that through the Kataskopos of Shelty, but well, apparently not going to happen yet. As on the left side, the battle is not going anywhere all that much, because Joe is not really fighting it. That means that Moore is more or less owning the waters in there. Kinda interesting decision by Joe, but he's probably gonna be coming into the game a bit later, as Restoration has been cast here. And where was the other Restoration though? Here. Quite probably here. Haven't really noticed the bolt on the minimap, but the attack by Green Sea Squash is yet again gonna be quite a huge surprise to Schulte and also to Brighead in here, as they are both at the same place and they will have to right now defend quite significantly. Well, Sentinel is definitely gonna help, and if they can even upgrade the towers, then maybe it could be working. Nephthys for Joe though is already coming up, and he is gonna be probably making quite some comeback in the Heroic Age, I'm expecting, through some siege boats and whatever. And the Ancestors, of course, are gonna be a huge problem for the potential attack of Green Sea Squash on the right side. In the meantime, the water seems to be really heading only one way, which is really, yet again, not that much of a surprise. Not that much of a surprise at all. And what is kind of interesting is that basically this could be resulting into more or less one water on the left side if Joe is not gonna be coming for it all that much, and the Ancestor's been really used on the right battlefield, and he might be basically in full power of Champion, or rather of Moore in that case, and Moore is already sending units forward. You can see he's kinda ready for the attack, and it's kinda interesting choice that he doesn't really go against Joe. Because you will be really expecting that the map, how the map spawned, it could be really 2v2 on the right and 1v1 on the left. But apparently they want to disrupt that, KeeN, and that's always a good idea. Disrupt something that is obvious, and that is leading you to some kind of better solutions and better reactions. You can see already Shelty losing the tower, losing right now the military academy, maybe a bit later, as this is very good trading on the gold, and waiting if maybe some towers are gonna be researched. Apparently not. Apparently not even for Shelty, as they are still investing in true water battles, quite probably. But they should be probably already stopping with that, because it's not really yielding any kind of huge benefits. And with threat being absolutely anywhere, rather everywhere, with even Ancestors right now being cast into the economy of Moore, that is actually not a bad idea. Because what this could result into... Oh, what? I was kind of thinking he might be trying to take down DC. He's an Atlantean, so I kind of think it could have worked. Especially with the Scorpion being right there. But right now, with all the heroes, and even the hero citizen could be joining in and helping a bit, it seems that one citizen is gonna die. Towers are being researched. One citizen dead, second citizen dead. Actually, two citizens dead at this point. Can they kill even more? Yes, they can. That's gonna be 3. And why is he not running? Oh, I was thinking that's gonna be even more. So 3 citizens right there. Well, that's actually quite worthwhile at this point for all the ancestors. Let's switch somewhere else if we need to. Yeah, we definitely need. Because Brighead is already advancing forward as he has been able to amass quite plenty of an army. And he is punishing Green Sea Squash quite hard, as it seems that the bonus from the water that they have been able to gain, even coming for the second TC, is definitely paying off at this point, as Joe is also at second TC, and with the water, of course, as gonna be expected for him, switching into all those siege boats. That is a deadly combination, because not only has Moore lost 3 citizens and quite a lot of actually gathering time on the economy, he also lost the water. So no food for him at all. And even though he's at 2 TCs, it's gonna be kinda hard job for him at this point. He's at least gonna be helping his teammates on the right side against Brighead. Oh. Yeah, Brighead will have to actually relinquish this, because he doesn't have enough army in there. Steel... Well... He's not really present in the battle scene. He's still fighting on the water, which is actually nicely done. Because he's forcing the opponents to commit a whole lot more. And it's almost looking like that actually they have stopped the Days of Death fighting on the water. And it might be up to Omega X Blast right now retake it. Yeah, this is basically Shelty versus Omega at this point. With a few remaining boats by Brighead, who is a whole lot more interested about the TC and the battle on the ground. And the TC he lost. So it was nicely played by Moore. Rather more switching on the right. But he also will have to be a whole lot more careful on the left. Because Joe with the second TC exactly having the gold and the Migdol right there, that is gonna be kinda hard. It's gonna be getting very hard for Moore to somehow handle, and they will probably have to hope that this TC captured by Green Sea Squash or they come in for Bragi. Please don't research that in a front TC, even a stolen one especially. Just here. Just do it there. It's gonna be a whole lot more safe. As Omega X Blast already coming for a second and even a third TC at the same time once he deals with all of those Wolfies. He's gonna be ready. Green Sea Squash at 3 TC also. And TCs seem to be basically happening all across the map. But Moore is all across the map as well and trying to prevent Shelty from picking up the second one. It also has to be said that Shelty doesn't have a third one. Because there's this. This is the third of Shelty that has been stolen by Green Sea Squash. Well, the situation in here seems to be kinda fishy, but it should be kinda handled, I'm expecting. Especially with the extra villages, this is definitely nicely gauged by Shelty. But otherwise, even though the situation is getting kinda dire on the right for Shelty and Brighead, mainly for the blue player, who has just advanced into flaming weapons, into Bragi, he will probably be able to defend with the help of his teammate. And I'm kinda thinking this is gonna be all about Joe, somehow eliminating Moore in full. And that, to be honest, seems more than likely, as he has just finished with the TC. That was quite lucky for Joe. Definitely nice thinking by Moore, but he was just a bit too late, and this is definitely getting scary, because Moore, as he is trying to control the opponent's TCs, he kinda forgot to control his own, and he's gonna be losing it. Which is bad news. Having an Egyptian on your doorstep, that is always not anything that you want. So Brighead going for flaming weapons, as he's pushing forward with quite good army. There are flaming weapons from Green Sea Squash. Are they gonna be cast? This is kinda interesting decision right now on KeeN's side. Because they could definitely battle this with their own flaming weapons. And it would be more or less an equal battle, I'm kinda thinking. It seems that it would be. But he probably doesn't want to. And he wants to go somewhere else first, but next. He wants his opponent to more or less waste all the flaming weapons. He's gonna be getting rid of the buildings in there. Yeah, that's all sweet and nice. But the town center is still standing. He's gonna be getting town center himself, basically wasting the flaming weapons in there quite significantly. And it's gonna be opening opportunity for Green Sea Squash's flaming weapons going to be, or rather being a whole lot better. Especially consider that he can be getting for Ragnarok. Rather going for Ragnarok, so if that happens, then, well, guess what? Guess what? It's not gonna be much fun for the Days of Death. Okay, right now getting onto the TC just a bit too late. I'm kinda thinking it should have been the other way around. Going for the TC after the flaming weapons and using it on the TC a whole lot sooner. Right now, he's still gonna take it down. Might have saved a few more units. Gonna be more efficient, who knows. But in the end, it's probably not that much of a difference in the long run. In the meantime, water battles are kinda nowhere to be found. It seems that basically they have kinda agreed not to fight anymore. This is actually plenty of population limit though. Lost, more or less. It's kind of interesting as the TC is down. But on the left side right now, Joe is gonna be under attack as well, as there is quite a significant assistance coming by Green Sea Squash, as Moore doesn't have all that much of an army, but at this point, with all the piggies being present from Green Sea Squash, this TC is gonna be dying. Much more importantly, those villages probably as well. Oh, is there gonna be transport boat coming up? Yes, there is. Joe, definitely nice thinking. You can see both of these are producing transport boats and they're gonna be getting away. Yeah, because there's nothing shooting. And there we go. Yep, they are gonna be escaping into safety. Nicely played by Joe. Nice little play right there. But he still needs to deal with this problem in the middle. In the middle of the map, and that is kind of growing for him, because of course he doesn't have fortified TC yet. He is definitely wide open on the gold mine, and he needs to produce another Migdol, most certainly. And this is already kind of late, as Big Head is finishing his TC, and Osiris is coming also for the ISIS, as the battle in the middle is still kind of strong, going strong, as the TC has been captured by Big Head, interestingly so, and he's going for Ragnarok. I'm kind of confused why it wasn't taken by Shelty. That seems strange. How much does he have on the economical side? 68, so it's not even full Ragnarok by Big Head. And what kind of upgrades does he have? Baseline. Some more coming up. Big Head, heavy infantry, copper weapons. That's alright. For Green Sea Squash, he's not advancing though. Hera is coming up for Omega X Blast. Oh well, that's a problem. That's a problem for the blue player, because that will delete plenty of Heroes of Ragnarok. That will delete really plenty of them. Or have I somehow right now switched it around? Yes, I have. Sorry. Sorry indeed. I switched it around. I was thinking it was actually Big Head advancing for some reason. Oh man, it's actually the other way around. It's gonna be Green Sea Squash, who is having how many? 65, so it's kinda similar as what Big Head would be having. And his upgrades are what? Bronze and copper. Yeah, that's kinda alright. But fighting against Hades with Heroes of Ragnarok, that's probably gonna be kinda tough. He's gonna lose those. Yeah, he doesn't have even any kind of upgrades. And he will definitely need to produce plenty of towers if he wants to survive. Because so far that's not happening. He's gonna be heavily housed. Oh well, that's a very nice thought. Very nice thinking by Green Sea Squash, because without the houses, well, he cannot really produce any army whatsoever. So very nicely played against Shelty. As on the left side, Joe is still trying to punish more, which seems to be really right now materializing for the second time. Son of Osiris is very much alive. And even though fortified DC is up with Masons as well, yet again, please, Masons there. Hecate is there, like then Masons here, for example. As flaming weapons for Green Sea Squash are coming up exactly as you would be expecting, and that is one hell of a problem, especially with Omega X Blast coming for Hera and potentially stopping the Ragnarok coming from Big Head, if it's gonna be coming. That's a big if. Yep, it's gonna be coming, and right now it's gonna be TC down. As of course, we are also looking at an interesting development on the left, where blue is quite significantly helping right now green, so they seem to be winning against more. But otherwise, it's not doing anything all that significant, as this is quite a huge problem for Shelty. He's down to only one TC, and he's having quite big problems dealing with everything that he wants. Yeah, the flaming weapons or other. Lightning Storm was exactly here. It did kill quite a few units. Nothing really all that major though, it seems. He kinda miscast it at this point, if I had to guess. Mythical Ages though are coming up with Ragnarok for Big Head right now coming into play, and this TC is still kinda standing. But will he be standing for much longer? Because Green Sea Squash is really owning it hard. Owning it hard, but at the same time he's not... Oh, come on, you can raid this. Probably didn't notice. He is still at just 2 TCs. They're not really picking up TCs at all. He's also killed for a Big Head, but it was kinda expected, as Medusa is seeing if maybe there will be something to kill. But the own Heroes of Ragnarok, of Deities of Death, might be turning the battle around, because right now it's gonna be up to them. And they are already having bronze, and copper. Much better than what actually his opponent was having. And he was also having much more units himself. So of course, Medium Hypaspis coming up for Shelty, as on the left, of course, Joe is eating most definitely into more. Tartarian can be cast somewhere at the back. Yeah, to basically try and kill the TC. This is a very good idea. This is a very good idea right about now, by more. As at the top, there is an attempt to actually take down fortified TC with Masons on it, yes. With Masons on it by Joe, but even though he's gonna be losing it, it's not that much of an issue, to be honest, because he's already at 4 TCs, and he can probably produce plenty of mercenaries if he wants that. That's number 4. No, that's number 3. 400 gold, that's kinda okay. And you can see he's overpopped. because right now he lost the TC, and with the Migral coming forward, Moore is in pretty deep trouble. Pretty deep trouble, and he doesn't seem to be having an easy game for him at all. Son of Osiris is very much alive still, and he's still gonna be continuing with the battle for quite a bit longer. So this is well in hand of Joe, and if he's gonna be receiving at least a bit of help, which it seems that he will. Killing the monument in there for Underworld Passage. It seems so. For Omega X Blast so that he could steal the TC. I'm kinda thinking that's what they want to do. What they right now want to do, let's see. And is the TC being captured by Omega? Plenty of Heroes of Ragnarok finally making their way into Moore's base. Into the Moore's base in there. And of course, that is just basically confirming that Moore doesn't have all that many chances here. He's having even an upgraded Murmillo, and even the medium Archive are not exactly upgraded. You can see nothing on the armor in there. But for heavy hyperspace, we should be seeing bronze, and copper. For Omega, who is at 40 Cs and definitely doing what he can to keep his teammates and the whole clan alive. He is definitely attempting what he can, and even stealing. Oh, that's a mistake by Dots. A huge mistake, because allowing Omega as the Zeus getting a 50 TC so freely. Come on, can you stop that? Moore has also TC inside his base, of course. That was expected. Come on, Idols. Yes. Oh wow, that's a close one. That's a damn close one for Brighead. He wasn't really trying to stop that. He was going for the TC himself, but that's a dodge bullet right there. Okay, that could have been a huge issue, but it isn't anymore. Whereas Moore, he's still in pretty deep trouble. Losing houses, losing town centers, losing absolutely everything in there. Still down to the one last DC. But of course, the army is growing stronger and stronger by all the population limit for Joe. And the upgrades also coming in there slowly but surely. And it's gonna be very hard for Omega to basically defend from all the players. But Underworld Passage for Omega is there. Exactly as we expected. This is, yet again, Dots could be using a bit more attention, to be honest. So far, they are really playing well, but those little moments could be costing them the game, because this is quite significant. And is there some kind of army to stop this? I don't think so, because right now, Shelter is doing what he can to stop the last Heroes of Ragnarok still being alive with the piggies. And he needs to send the army somewhere else. Heavy hyperspace, no extra upgrades about that. As Underworld Passage is coming exactly there. Good reaction, even though it's gonna be having to use the God Power, that could be useful. It's still quite good. And Omega, or rather, Green Sea Squash is losing his main TC, as this is probably gonna be resolved right now because of the better army for Shelty. So yeah, this is gonna be done deal, as the TC is gone through all the catapults, elephants, and whatever that is still from the ISIS being present here, and that of course results into Moore also losing the TC in there, as we have seen, and bit of a fun stuff going on in the middle by Moore, as he is gonna be raiding the gold of Joe. That's nicely played. Not giving up at all, but at this point at 0 TCs, 1 TC for Green Sea Squash, and 4 for Omega X Blast. Their opponents are 3-3-2, and that is just on pure math. Well, a bit better. A bit better overall, but still there is a whole lot of battle to be had, as Green Sea Squash is still having plenty of army, and so is having Omega X Blast, but they're already gonna be calling it a game, because Joe is just too much of a beast at this point, and he's gonna be absolutely unstoppable. So GG, that was a very nice game yet again, quite worthy of the grand finals, and we are tied, which means that we are gonna be seeing at least 2 more games, maybe all 3 that are remaining in this best of 5. It quite looked like that actually their opponents, KeeNs, could be closing the game, because that aggression from Green Sea Squash and overall his Ragnarok and such, that was very well played. They just couldn't really hold Joe on the left side. The Joe was the biggest problem. Joe against Moore was the biggest problem. Joe was just basically playing what he needed. He won his side, and he was able to basically tie a whole lot more army than would be comfortable for KeeNs on the right to win their side. Yep, that was very well done. And a good game. Let's check the post game. That is gonna be Omega X Blast having the highest score. He was playing nicely, but overall I really enjoying Green Sea Squash. I really enjoy Green Sea Squash. He was a bit more standout player to me. So I have to say that he was probably the MVP, and then Joe, because of course Joe was the reason why Dots were even able to come back and turn the game around. Nice strategy though by KeeNs. Kind of faking the water, going for the land instead. But well, Dots were able to prevail. They definitely were. Here I can see more how he was having problems with Joe. Even the efficiency really wasn't there. But so wasn't for Shelty. He was also having quite the issues. Well, GG.